Hey, what's up everyone, Blade here, and welcome back to another video of 7 Deadly Sins Origins. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about 4 characters that you might want to go ahead and build for raids, seeing that they are coming out very soon. We got one more day until the update is actually taking place, meaning we're going to have a lot of fun that day, but alongside of that is going to be the raids themselves. Now, raids is something that really has gotten my interest, mainly because with these type of games, it does include a lot of multiplayer play. Raids are going to totally interact utterly different from boss challenges or dungeons from what we do know so, and it's really going to enact on playing with teammates a lot and knowing your team comps. So with that in mind, I started thinking and brainstorming a little bit. If we do need a team of 5, that means we have to have some synergy. So there are 4 characters in today's video that we're going to go over. One of them that we're looking at right now being TIOREH, that I feel like with their widespread things they're able to do for the team, they will be very helpful. So TIOREH is one of the few characters that I would say, if you are a person who likes to play support, if you're a person who just wants to help out your team overall, she will be insanely helpful. And the main reason is because of the widespread heals that she can have. If you of course don't have her duped up, she has a portable heal, or at least a heal that she can just place down on the ground that can actually heal pretty darn well if you do have the right engravement set on there and have her built pretty well. And it can tick pretty high at that, so it's actually very helpful alongside with your own sustainability with her tag skill, being able to actually get your health back up as well, which is going to be very helpful. Now, the one that we need to be looking at, yeah, okay, I am on the right one, I had to make sure, but along with the tag skill, which is usually going to restore your HP here. Now, currently my TIOREH is nowhere near to it. I'm going to be building her more once, of course, the update does come out, where we're able to make better things with our materials here. And I can straight up say right now, with what she can offer for your team, being able to heal consistently, give widespread defense buffs, that stuff might actually come in handy. And if you think about it from a support player standpoint, whoever you're running with, you're usually going to want to have a dedicated, of course, DPSer all the way down. They're going to have their own bursts and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're able to enable them to be as aggressive as possible and take down the boss. We only have 30 minutes, and I think TIOREH would honestly be perfect for it. On the off chance that you're pulling a lot and you get the P10, you then technically can get the healing little spell here, or the healing area, as a portable heal. So you can go around, heal your whales in your party, heal the people who are usually going to be helping you out, making you more of that support player that is insanely usable and actually helpful for the whole team. So I really do think she will have a good place with this. If you wanted to, you could very well use her ult, which is also very helpful too, seeing it decreases defenses, making her a very good widespread team support type character. I think this character is going to be insanely nice to use, so if you are building her, you might have a lot of fun with this unit as much as possible. I still need to get the engravement set for the healing side of things, so we'll have to see how that's going to go. Now, the next character I did want to go ahead and deep dive about as well is going to be HOWZER. Now, HOWZER, we've already seen him on leaderboards quite often here. We know what he's capable of, and it's going to be obviously the Gauntlet HOWZER for his defense shredding. The amount of shredding that this character can do, especially for how we originally knew he was okay, but we didn't think he was insane at the time. The amount of shredding he can do is actually phenomenal. Based with the actual set that you end up getting, which is going to be this one called the Secure Adventure here, obviously it's a debuff duration set. It's going to help you out with debuffs themselves. And by landing special attacks, you can take down your crit defense or the enemy's crit defense, while also, if you're able to chance a bleed on the enemy here, which is always great, right? Well, pair that with these skills that he's able to do, the special attack, which obviously will help us out. Wait a minute, where did it go? Here it is. Special attack is obviously going to help us out with taking down crit resistance. And then this is if the enemy is bleeding, which they will be bleeding with this character. You're going to get a lot out of this kit. Taking down defenses. Then you have, of course, TIOREH, who's able to keep you healed. This makes you into pretty much the ultimate supporter that is going to help you out in all raids that are coming along. Then, of course, if you pair any of the other things that he's able to do, it helps out, of course, resetting his special cooldown. This defense shred will always be up for your entire party to take advantage of, which is going to be insanely worth it. The passive themselves does increase wind damage, which, lucky for us, is something that you could possibly end up using inside of the raid, making him really just fly up on that mark of being a usable character. Looking further into this, of course, he is able to help out the crit damage of winded heroes. So I mean, like, if you also are using winded heroes with this in mind, I mean, it could be fairly helpful, but 90% of the time, if we're going off a supporter rate, you want to have one person who's also like hardcore going support, so they're probably not going to be dealing any damage like that. But HOWZER is insanely worth it, I feel like, or is going to be very helpful, especially if you're a person who really wants to have a good team-wide type thing. I think this is a good character that I really want to hardcore build into very soon here. I didn't really use him at all the last so many times. I still need to get done with his masteries, but I'm waiting till the update for that as well. And I think he's honestly going to be a ace in the hole for a lot of people as well, besides TIOREH. Going on to our third person that I want to talk about is going to be ELAINE. Now, ELAINE is insanely worth it too. She is a really good character, particularly the defensive ELAINE, which is going to have the book here. Usually we use this with the Earth version of Deanne or one of those type teams, but obviously we know she gives off a force field. This shield itself is actually really strong, to be honest, and it really pairs itself wisely because 90% of the time you're going to have this book on her as well. So if you're playing the supporter, you're going to be consistently giving people the shields that they do need, and back attacks is going to consistently take down the crit resistance. Once again, giving you another shred besides HOWZER. Getting more of these shreds on down, especially in a team that's going to be relied on this raid type content, might make her insanely worth it. Pair that, of course, with the gear that she does need for, I think it was for her shielding, which I don't remember. This is her burst one, so I don't actually have that one right now. But you could still technically use this one if you swap her at the right time during the burst here, get the tag skill damage up, which is going to be very helpful for the raid. But eventually down the line, we will get a outfit for ELAINE here. That would honestly be very destructive. But for what we have right now, just using her tag skill one is going to be very helpful too, because the whole gimmick of that stage is honestly going to be tag damage. So if you're able to, of course, do some shielding on your teammates, help out your own self, keeping your sustainability up high, and then of course taking advantage of your tag skills too, you can probably help out your team pretty darn nicely, at least from a on paper standpoint. Not saying this is going to be exactly true, but I do feel like it could be very good for a person to go ahead and utilize. And that's just going to be from the shield side. Of course, by having her in her Sanctus domain, or having at least the Sanctus mark here, she's also able to restore her tag gauge, allowing you to keep going back and forth, and obviously using your tags as much as possible to help out your entire team dealing damage. Now this is per se only going to help out you with the tag damage because it's restoring your tag gauge, but still, since we're able to, of course, get our tag gauge restored and stuff like that, it's going to help us do some passive damage while we're still waiting on our shield. I do think that's going to be fantastic to actually go ahead and do this. And as we can see here, tag skill damage is increased as long as we have a barrier. This is going to be a barrier that you can place on the other players too, so most likely it might qualify for them. I have to do some more testing to actually check if that does qualify for other players, of them getting that tag skill damage increase, or if it's only for you. If it's only for you, still good for you. But if it's for the whole team, that would honestly help you guys out through this whole dungeon or through this whole raid, which would make it a lot easier. The ultimate though, I don't really think is going to be too helpful because we're not really going to be getting much physical or damage off on this to petrify anything. I doubt it's going to be possible to petrify that. But the two skills and obviously her own passive and even her armor set could be very, very worth it to make you into a supporter that I think a lot of people are going to build into. Now, the last character that I did want to talk about today is going to be my boy DREYDRIN. Now, DREYDRIN, I wanted to start building him, and I got him like the outfit immediately around the time where the update happened here, but I never ended up building him. I got him a shield, got him an axe, of course. I still need to get him a good rapier because this rapier is not one I want on him, to be honest. But the rapier version of DREYDRIN is going to be really good. I talked this over with some of my friends. I think a couple of you guys on my streams know a person named Shadow King. I've talked to him pretty often, and pretty much with this here, you're able to get magic charging, which is already great. You're able to help yourself out with magic efficiency, and the big one that I want to at least talk about here isn't the magic gauge, but it is the attack increase. With the attack increase, this can go for allies and yourself in this range. He's pretty much going to be able to use his ult here, which inside of that area is going to boost up your attack accordingly. I do think this is going to be a major thing, especially in party, and I'm going to try it for a video myself when it does come out, because I do think if he is built correctly and you have your team kind of laid out correctly, you can give yourself some nice buffs. Like, we already have a 10% attack buff right here, but obviously pair it with just the gear he ends up having, which helps out tag skills, cough cough, once again, with magic points here, your magic efficiency, and then of course pair that with the necessary needed buffs. You can get yourself a good 10% to 20% attack buff depending on how your potentials are lined up here. Now currently I have him at A7, so obviously, or P7, I keep saying A7 because of my other game. So obviously my magic charging and normal skills are going to be better here, but for the most part it is going to just be very helpful just to use the character in general, because all we're looking for is that lovely bonus in general. So I want to try and get him a little bit higher, which I should be able to get the last two. This will help out with the duration as well as the attack boost, which will make it a 20% attack buff instead of a 10% attack buff, which I think will be very, very helpful for anyone who's in your party. It's going to be pretty simple to actually have something like this available for your teammates to take advantage of as well. So I think this could be another character and probably one of the top characters to try and use for this said raid. But that's mainly what I've been looking at and thinking about. I'm going to try to study a little bit more on this once we start streaming in about 2 hours or an hour and a half. But let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Are there any characters that you're interested in for the raid itself here that could possibly be insanely good? Who knows? Grimoire might finally get some type of action. Highly doubtful. But who knows, guys? At the end of the day, it'll be cool to actually have some fun and try something a little bit different. And I'd love to see a lot more of you guys inside of the streams. But till then, everybody, thank you for coming out and peace out.